Next one up is Fernando with the FIT project. Really looking forward to that one as well.
Hello everyone, greetings from Argentina. I hope you've been enjoying the event so far. My name is Fernando. I'm one of the co-founders of Woza Labs, and before moving on with my presentation, I'd like to say congratulations to the Lisk team for opening the new center in Berlin. I really hope there are many more to come. During the following minutes, I'll do a quick recap of our experience as part of the Lisk Builders program, where we've made a small proof of concept of a food traceability solution. Luckily for us, that POC is now turning into a real product. So just to give you some context, I'd like to tell you a bit more about ourselves and the reason we chose Lisk for this project.
Here's a picture so you can put a face to a name. Some of you might recognize my associate, Sebastián Priolo, who gave last month's talk at the Lisk community meetup. If you would like to hear a more detailed explanation of the topics of this presentation, you can check the recording on Lisk's Utrecht Center's YouTube channel. Sebas and I started Woza a couple of months ago, and our goal is to create a fully unified platform to drive innovation. Now, the reason we are pursuing this goal and the problem we want to fix is that the majority of digital transformation and innovation projects fail. There are many reasons for these failures. For example, the lack of skills in-house or the complexity of the chosen tools and stack. These problems are most notorious in traditional companies that can't keep up with the pace of tech. So our mission is to simplify and accelerate change so that these failures become successes. And for that we focus on 4 main areas that we call building blocks, which provide the biggest impact to tip the scale. These are data, geospatial analytics, cognitive computing, and the reason we are here today, distributed ledgers. We already have a couple of products developed in the intersection of the first 3 building blocks, as we have been working on those areas in different jobs for the last 10 years. But we were still evaluating different distributed ledgers for our next product, and that's when we stumbled upon Lisk, and it was quite a pleasant surprise. The first thing that piqued our interest was the great documentation, which was quite easy to follow thanks to the fleshed out examples. The second is that the SDK is written in JavaScript, which makes it easy to grok and test. And the last and most important factor was the Lisk team and the community. At every question we had, they gave us on-point answers, tips, recommendations, and they even linked us to people in the same region so that they could tell us their experience. That attention to detail and the rapid growth of the community reassured us that the project wouldn't end up as abandonware in the near future. Once we decided to move on with Lisk, we chose to focus our proof of concept on the food vertical. There are a couple of reasons for this choice. For example, there's a growing demand from consumers to know more about what they are actually eating. They want to know the origin of the ingredients of the product and if it's sustainable. Also, food traceability will probably be mandatory during the next decade. If we take into account what I said earlier, that 70% of digital transformation and innovation projects fail, there will be a need for tools to give a chance for small and medium companies. The most important reason is that we have previous experience working with companies in the food industry, so much that one of our clients heard about what we were doing with the proof of concept and decided to adopt it and turn it into a real product. That client is FitMarket, an e-commerce for healthy food in Argentina that has recently opened their new branch in Switzerland. They wanted to give more information, more transparency to their clients, as well as offer a new communication channel for their suppliers, the regional producers, so that they could show what makes them special and how do their products differ from mass-produced products. To give shape to the app, we first had to understand what they did right now and what would change to support the app. As you can see on the diagram on the left side, FitMarket does some things differently from others. Before they accept any new supplier, they check if their ingredients and processes are okay. So a distributed ledger will help them onboard third-party laboratories and NGOs so that they can certify this information too. When it's possible, they also map the origin of the ingredients and check if it proceeds from deforested areas or burnt fields. Each of these interactions were mapped into a custom transaction using Lisk SDK. I'll show a few in a few seconds together with a prototype, but in case you want to check a more detailed explanation of each one, there's an article on Lisk's blog that has more details of the proof of concept and the code. Once we understood what they wanted, we turned the concept into a prototype that looks like this. That demo reel might have been too quick, so let's go step by step with this prototype. This screen hasn't been translated yet, but it displays a small welcome message and instructions to scan a QR code to see the product's information. But for this prototype we've decided to use barcodes instead. Although QR codes that encode a barcode and batch ID can give more details about the product, most producers have tons of packages bought in advance, so it'll be a gradual process to change that. Anyway, if you check our custom transactions, you'll see that we've saved barcode and batch IDs for the future use. In case the product is not registered, you'll see a small error message. Otherwise, it displays the product's summary page. And if you click the slider on top, you'll see all the usual information of the product, such as brand, name, some pictures, a description, and list of ingredients. The most important section here is at the bottom, where you can see a couple of badges that Fit has assigned to the product, certifying their characteristics. Another important section is the map, which is being worked on to expand it. This is the reason why a couple of our custom transactions, like registered producer, require geospatial information. With that data we can map them, check that they are local producers, see deforested areas, and calculate travel distances and their carbon footprint. Here are our next steps. We want to add more sustainability information to visualize it on the map. Also adapt the project for FitMarket's branch in Switzerland, where they only sell locally produced goods. We want to test and add integrations with different blockchains and evangelize Lisk as a better alternative to establish food traceability chains. I won't name it because I don't think it's allowed here, but the most established blockchain for food takes around 4 to 5 months to give you a license so you can try it.
I hope you found what I have shared with you all to be of use and interest. Now if you have any questions, you can find us on Lisk's Discord server as Seba and Woza, so feel free to speak us there. Thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Fernando. I hope that your proof of concept will become a real blockchain application in the future on Lisk.